guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley, and I am back with yet another video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week, so you have to stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, I want to talk about YG's sophomore album, Still Crazy, Still Brazy, whatever. If you guys can remember the last video, that was my note. I wanted to remind you guys that it officially came out last week on the 17th, and of course I purchased it because first things first is I have his first album and I absolutely loved it. So things like that make me want to see what the second album is about. So I do want to start with talking about his interview that he did at the Breakfast Club this week. So he just kind of talked about just like his growth as an artist, basically, like where he was when the first album came out versus where he was at now. If you guys can remember, I believe it was like earlier this year, like at the top of the year, he was shot. I know he was like in the studio somewhere in LA and he ended up getting shot, and it was like breaking news. And then he talked about how he didn't even like call the cops. They drove him and his his people, they drove straight to the hospital, but he was good and all of that. And listening to this album, you can definitely tell that that incident with him getting shot had a part to play with the album's concept and whatnot. But even with his growth as an artist, I feel like the body of work overall just things are different. I'm a different YG, or not so much different as a person but different as an artist versus the last album, but I'm still crazy, aka I'm still brazy. So yeah, I just want to kind of not go through all of the songs, but just pinpoint just certain songs and stuff that stuck out to me as of right now, because it's only been like a week since I've been like listening to it. So the first thing I want to talk about is Don't Come to LA. So when I first legit first heard it for like the very first time, and one thing I will say about this album is, and Charlamagne had mentioned this in an interview as well, is that I like that YG, when he does his projects, he tells a story. Like the first album, there's skits like in between each song, so it's telling a story. So like with the first album, kind of like focused on his former lifestyle, aka when he used to like steal from like houses and whatnot, and then how eventually he got like locked up and all of this stuff. Like that was a story that was told within the music through the skits, and then the first album. And he came back this second album and did the whole concept with the skits in between and told a story about falling out with a friend, and then like I said, he talked about him getting shot. So I definitely love the concept that he has going on with his his body of work as far as like incorporating the skits and stuff. But the first song that I wanted to pinpoint was Don't Come to LA. Now one thing I like about this song, or just the songs in general on this album, is that we know he's from LA, and I feel like he's one of the very few artists from LA that still has that West Coast sound. Like I'm from East Coast, so I would know the difference between West Coast, East Coast, that's Southern. And usually nowadays people, no matter where you're from, you'll sound like you're from, what is it, Designer, he's from Brooklyn, but his song Panda, he sound like he could be from the South. But what I like about YG is that he's from LA, and when you hear his music, he's from the West Coast. So Don't Come to LA is basically talking about how people come to the West Coast and they kind of like claim LA, or like people move out there and they talk about West Side and they not even from the West Side. So but yeah, so that's what it's about. Like I said, I love the music, it's dope. The next one I want to talk about is Who Shot Me, and like I said, it follows with the whole skit situation. So this is him telling the story as far as like he doesn't know who shot him. He in an interview that he did with the Breakfast Club, he said he doesn't want to know who shot him, but at the same time he kind of does, because then he wants to move accordingly. Like he's moving accordingly and moving different as far as like just being like more aware. But he's just taking us through his mind, his trials and tribulations, as far as like what were his thoughts when like, yo son, I just got shot, basically. And then the next song I want to talk about is Twist Your Fingers. Twist Your Fingers, like most of the songs is like upbeat, but real upbeat type of single that could definitely make you dance. This was the only single that I remember being released prior to the album dropping, so I think it's like a real fun song. So definitely will put you like in a great mood. And another thing is, I feel like a lot of this music on this album, with it being the beginning of the summertime, I think it's perfect that he just dropped the album, because you know, you got like a lot of feel good like summer type of songs. Like I said, it's still West Coast, but I mean, you still get summer vibes off of it, or at least from my point, I get summer vibes listening to the music off of this album. So the next song that I want to talk about is Boom Bomb and Belective, yes. So if you guys have his first album, you know he has his song Bick and Back Being Bull. So then he came back again, and now he has Boom Bomb and Belective. It's funny because I'm not blood anything, so when I'm like replacing C's with B's, it's weird for me. But yeah, so Boom Bomb Belective, I don't know why, but when listening to that song, not saying that it like the music sounds like it, but when I listened to it, I was kind of getting like the 2016 version of Ice Cube's Today Was a Good Day. Like, I don't know, maybe it's like the whole West Coast thing and just like the whole concept of the song, but that was what I was getting when I was listening to Boom Bomb and Belective. So the next song that I want to talk about, which is like the most controversial of them all, is She Wish She Was. And he talked about this on a Breakfast Club, and I'm just sitting there like, is this nigga serious? Like, so basically what She Wish She Was, if I could clean it up and tell y'all what She Wish She Was. Okay, She Wish She Was is basically a song saying that certain females wish they were guys, and they wish they can move the way guys move. So long story short, he's saying that it's like a whole double standard type of thing, where it's like, and I think everybody's known about this, is like females can't do the things males do. Females can't be hoes like males. Like, males could be hoes and it's all good. But she wish she was a nigga is basically what they saying in the song. She wish she was a nigga, and the things that men do, if she were to do that, she's a hoe. And like, I think this is an ongoing debate that will never end ever. Like, it's probably been going on from like the beginning of time, and it just never hasn't ended. So like, my thoughts on what she wish she was is, look, do what the hell you want to do. Like, I don't even care, regardless of what niggas say. Like, you want to move like a nigga, it's all good, you know, do you, like, be happy. Especially, I think age definitely plays a part in like the whole she wish she was type of thing. Like, you know, when you're young, you have your years to, you know, experiment, have fun. If you want to act like a nigga, if you want to do, you know, the reckless things that niggas do, just do it. Because at one point in time, whether you're a male or a female, you're gonna change your ways, you're gonna settle down, you're not gonna want to be a hoe or whatever the case may be. Those are just my thoughts. Now, me personally, I'm not out here hoeing, you know, that's just not my thing. And you know, I still live in my dad's house and he will bust my ass, so you know, we're not gonna get into that. So the next thing that I want to talk about, and one thing that I really liked about YG, as far as like him, you know, discussing like his whole who shot me type thing and staying with the whole West Coast that I've been talking about, I also feel like he definitely touched on a lot of like social issues that we have going on, whether it's in politics or whether it's in like the black community. And the first song that I want to definitely highlight, and I'm glad that he put it towards the end of the song, the last three songs, FDT, and I'm sure you guys know about Fuck Donald Trump, him and this Nipsey Hussle. That song definitely made headlines. So one thing that I did remember reading way prior to the album coming out is that after they done, you know, released the whole song and they did the video and stuff, the Secret Service reached out to his label and they were looking to listen to like the content of his entire album, and if it did not meet their standards, they were trying to stop this album from coming out just because he had the Fuck Donald Trump song. But you know, that's everybody's song, because don't nobody fuck with Donald Trump, long story short. And then the next song is Black and Browns, and basically Black and Browns is, you know, his way of saying, you know, we need to stick together. We don't need to be against each other, because there's already people outside of our communities that's against us and are looking for us to be against each other. So that's kind of his way of like tackling that type of topic. And then the last one is Police Get Away with Murder, and then, you know, the multiple police killings that go on without the throughout the country, and police, you know, just don't they don't reap any repercussions. I think earlier this week, the whole Freddie Gray situation, it was the 6 cops that was involved within his whole arrest and his murder, or whatever the case may be. The 3rd cop out of the 6 was just acquitted of all charges. So I like that, you know, even with him being YG, even with him dealing with what he deals with, talking about that whole West Coast stuff, he's still able to put something together where he can touch on issues that affect us all, even if we're not in the West Coast. So me, I give YG's 2nd album, Still Brazy, a 2 thumbs up. I definitely feel like it's a great follow-up to his 1st album, My Crazy Life. So I say go get it, definitely. If you guys checked out the album, or you know, certain songs or whatever the case may be that you heard from the project that you like or you may not like, definitely comment below and let me know. And we will move on to our next beat of this week. And my next beat of this week, I'm gonna have to talk about the Made in America Festival. So we all know that every year, you know, towards the end of the summer, the Made in America Festival, it went down in LA, I think, for like 1 year, but it originated in Philadelphia and is still continuing in Philadelphia. And this week, the lineup for this year's festival was announced, and the headliners for this year's show is Rihanna and Coldplay. So now we all know Rihanna is out on her anti-world tour, so now she will be bringing her acts from her world tour here, well, not here because I'm not in Philly, I'm in New York. So she'll be bringing it to Philadelphia for the Made in America tour. And then other artists are expected to hit the stage include Collie Grove, which is Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz together as a duo, Bryson Tiller, DJ Khaled, Chance the Rapper, Travis Scott, and so many others. And one thing that they're doing different than previous years is they will have like 3 different stages, which is Rock, Liberty, and Tidal, which I'm assuming is, aside from like the main stage, they'll have like smaller stages, and the artists that fall within the rock category that fall within Liberty, which I would think is, I don't know what Liberty is, I don't know what it is. And then artists that have to deal with Tidal, they will be probably like on 3 separate stages, is what I'm assuming would be going down. And of course, you know, Made in America is curated by Jay-Z, so you know all the Tidal users, all you Tidal subscribers out there, they get all the first dibs on the tickets for Made in America. But the tickets are definitely going on sale. If it's not on sale right now, it definitely should be on sale within the next coming week. I can't remember the exact date, and I didn't put it in my notes. I don't know why. But yeah. But we all know, like I said, in Philly, Labor Day weekend, which is September 3rd and 4th. So I've never attended Made in America. I would love to. Will I go this year? I don't know. Not to my knowledge. Who knows? It can happen. It cannot happen. So, you know, maybe you guys should. I think it's always fun. Like, I see people who've gone in the past on social media. It always looks fun. So definitely, if you can make it and this is something that you're interested in attending, for sure do so, without a doubt. So we're gonna move on to our 3rd beat of this week. And my 3rd beat of this week, I have to talk about Drake canceling his meet and greets. So if you guys know, Drake and Future are heading out on their Summer 16 tour for the summertime, obviously. And recently Drake, he canceled all of his VIP meet and greets. I read somewhere that the VIP meet and greets, like the whole package, it was like a total of $1,000, and basically with that meet and greet you also are guaranteed a picture with Drake. But unfortunately he canceled the meet and greets, and the people who, you know, got those packages, they were refunded that portion of their money that went to like the whole meet and greet. And the whole reasoning as to why people are assuming this happened is because of the recent murder of former Voice contestant Christina Grimmie. She was, as we all know, performing at a concert, did a meet and greet. Guy walked up to her, shot her, killed her, and it's just like an unfortunate situation. And, you know, it has, you know, people shook. Like, these artists out here are shook. It's like these people, they come, they spend money to, you know, put on a great show for their supporters, and then, you know, now, and as a fan of artists, you know, once you see them, you would love to meet them, and it's like, now it's unfortunate somebody was careless enough to take a life of an artist, to where now other artists are being cautious, and now we can't meet our favorite artists because they're fearful of one dumbass that will come up and hurt them, because, you know, we live like in such a crazy world. Another artist that I know has recently canceled meet and greets is Justin Bieber. So it's just crazy. I will say, I did see K Michelle this week. She was saying something about her meet and greet package packages were still on sale. So you know that she's on her Hello Kimberly tour. So I mean, she's one artist that I know that you'll still be able to meet. As far as other artists, I don't know. I mean, it's a fortunate situation when it happened to that girl, and now you see other artists reacting and, you know, taking precautions to make sure, especially artists that are bigger than her. So it's like, if you could get access to her, they like, look, we're not taking our chances. So that's what's going on with the whole Drake meet and greet situation. So my fourth beat of this week, I'm going to talk about these rumors. I'll say, I'm not going to say it's true, but the rumors of Toni Braxton and Birdman dating. Now these rumors have been going on for the past few weeks. Recently they were spotted together on Father's Day. They were seen walking. I know for a fact that these rumors kind of started like when she did a show in like ATL and she brung Birdman out on stage. So, you know, ever since then everybody been like checking, like, you know, is Birdman and Toni really dating? And recently I saw an email where, if I say the word one more time, so I saw a interview with Tawanda, Trina, and Miss Evelyn, their mom, and they were on the Ricky Smiley show, and they had asked them about these, you know, dating rumors between Birdman and Toni Braxton. And, you know, they just said, look, he's a nice guy. He's a really, really nice guy. Him and Toni have known each other for years, actually. Back in the day, they did a song called Baby You Can Do It. So, you know, they've known each other for some time. Miss E, she said, I hope so. You know, she's like, I hope so. So, I don't know. It's still not confirmed. I don't know. You know, Braxton Family Values is on television right now. They're still like in their new season. So for all we know, if they could incorporate Tamar being fired from the rail, I'm sure they can incorporate, you know, Birdman and Toni, you know, announcing they're dating if they are dating. So I guess we would probably have to continue to watch the show to see whether or not they're dating. So that would be a very, I don't want to say odd couple, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Yeah. So y'all can let me know what y'all think. You know, Birdman and Toni as a couple, yay or nay? All right. So moving on to my last beat of this week, and this has been the talk for the past 2 days, and what I am talking about is PND, aka PartyNextDoor's new video for Come and See Me, and his leading lady Kylie Jenner. So we all know that after Tyga and Kylie broke up, literally I feel like days later, I don't even feel like it was like, oh yeah, a couple of months. No, like literally days later, rumors was that her and PartyNextDoor were dating, and then, you know, you would see them on each other's Snapchats and all of this other stuff, which only, you know, fueled like these dating rumors. And then here he goes, he drops a music video which exclusively, you know, premiered on Snapchat. I've never saw a video premiere on Snapchat, so I thought that was pretty dope, number one. But they do this video on Snapchat, she's a leading girl, and then at the end of the video they standing in the rain and they are tonguing down, bruh. They are tonguing down in the rain. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, what? And then Tyga, he woke up this morning and he was doing posts and deletes and stuff, and he said they always come back. So he got it's Kylie only 18, right? She involved in too much BS to be an 18-year-old. Like, in black households at 18, your ass is still a child. So I don't know. And she got her own house, technically. She has her own household when I think about it. So it's like she not even in her mother's house, so she could do shit like jump from rappers and singers and tongue them down in videos, right? So, but yeah, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video, and of course, you know, I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. I have one note to leave you guys with this week, and that is to let you know that the 2016 BET Awards is coming on this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely tune in because I will be doing a video about that. I'm looking forward to that Prince tribute, definitely after that tribute that happened at the BMA, so, you know, BET better do it justice without a doubt. And other than that, you know, I have to leave you with my song of the week. And speaking of doubt, this week was the 20-year anniversary of Jay-Z's album Reasonable Doubt, so I felt like it was only right that I brought it back. So my song of the week is going to be Jay-Z featuring Mary J. Blige with Don't Knock the Hustle, which is a classic. So other than that, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. So bye. guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.